Hello, Internetians. My name is Josh, ultraplayer, and I am your coach of the Phillies. So do. Welcome, one and all, back again to the APA. This is our playoff draft breakdown today. There's no playoffs this week. We have a extra week for so the coaches could plan the drafts and get the draft analysis out. So we have made playoffs. We are the number 5 seed. Overall, which is really respectable in this kind of league with the people who is here. So the other 7 coaches who have made playoffs, if you have not already seen their draft analysis, if you don't already know who's making it, we have me, we have Dan, we have Wolfey, we have ExGator, that's 5, Tarheel, Vivid, and Panther. So those are the 8 coaches that made playoffs. Our week 1 is going to end up, or our round 1 is going to end up being against Tarheel, which is really interesting. But nonetheless, this is our draft breakdown. I actually got to be quiet. I've been really loud so far. Oh God, time to get an ice up and close and personal. Yeah, you like that? Right there. Okay. So this is our draft breakdown. We're going to go over the month that I'm going to be bringing into the playoffs for up to potentially 3 games for me to hopefully win. So as you can see on the screen, wow, I didn't do anything. I didn't prepare. Hold on. Oh no. This is a 2, and this is a 1, and this is a 2, and this is a 3, and this is a 1, and this is a 5, and this is a 4, and this is a 5, and this is a 3, and this is a 4. I think that's right. And this is a 1, an M, and a 1, and a 2. I think maybe this is a 3 actually. This is a 3 too. This is a 4. This is a 2. This is a 4. This is a 2. This is a 4, and this is a 5. Over here, this is a 1 and a 1 and a 2 and a 2 and a. I'll figure that out in a second. This is a mega. This is a 4. This is 5. This is a 4. This is a 4. This is a 5. This is a 3. Right? One of those is wrong. This is a 3. Should be a tier 4. It's okay. Okay, so that's what we have. That is our 3 drafts that we went with. We did 2-2 with this one, 4-0 in this one, and 2-2 with this one. So overall 8-4, not bad. But building this playoff draft is really hard. So why is this really difficult? Because I have obscene amounts of ways I can take this draft. I can take it into about any single fashion I want because I have the options there. Like I can go sand. Like right here, I got Hippo, Extra Drill. I got the Rain. I can go Volt Turn with Lando, Manectric, Mew. What other Volt Turners do I have? I don't have a lot of Volt Turners. Whoops. I can go a little bit of Volt Turn. I can go Balance. I can go HO. Right? I can do a lot of things. So, building this team was really difficult, and in all honesty, ended up just being starting at a point and working my way from there. So. Building this team, I knew one specific mon that no matter what, I felt was almost always going to be on the team. And that was going to be my Mew. I almost 100% was confident that I was going to bring Mew to playoffs because it is the most versatile mon in the format. It can do anything, and it gives me everything I need immediately. It gives me Volt Turn, a defensive mon, an offensive mon, base 100 speed, defog, rocks, what I need. I was really confident in Mew. And that's really all I had for a while, so. Building around Mew is really hard, or it's not really hard, but it's really it's an interesting thing because you want to grab a bunch of things that Mew can do so that it doesn't get locked in any position. And I didn't know I wanted to take this, right? I didn't know if I wanted to go Sand. I didn't know if I wanted to go Rain, Volt Turn, Double Weather, Balance, Offense, Bulky Offense, Stall. I did not want to go Stall. And I decided to start with, well, let's look at what pieces I have across the field, right? So. Let's look at fairies. I have 3 fairies that I have to choose from. I have 3 dragons to choose from. I have 3 megas to choose from, and I think I eventually decided to start with the mega. What mega am I gonna want? Zardex, Aerodactyl, or Manectric? I immediately kind of was just like, let's not. I was very confident that I was not gonna go with this, right? And this is green. This is gonna be green. Ah, that's blue. That's not green. That's green. I was very confident that I wasn't going to go with Mega Manectric. I didn't think it fit what I wanted to ultimately do. I don't think it's versatile enough for me to really care. So I went with that. But after thinking about it for a while, I decided that like I wanted to go with mods that I'm comfortable with, right? This isn't about trying something fun. This playoff, what's nice about have to worry, like in your first 3 drafts, you can go with something fun, right? You can go with stuff that you want to have. You can go with fun stuff. You can just slowly build pieces towards your playoff team, and then when you get to playoffs, you can just straight up go with what you're comfortable with because you know you have to win out to win the league. So I wanted to go with something I'm comfortable with, and what I'm comfortable with is the Mega Aerodactyl. Like, Mega Aerodactyl is one of the most comfortable mods I've ever used, and comfortable megas I've ever used, because it is so good. It gives me amazing blistering speed. It gives me amazing versatility with it being able to run Taunt, Stealth Rock, Defog, Roost, Offensive, Home Claws, Pursuit, whatever you need. It's a really, really good mod, so I definitely wanted that. And what's nice about this is it also gives me those 40 points that I got during the draft, during draft 2. So we started there, and I was like, okay, so this is good, this is good, this is good. And I also knew that because of this, because I had options to pick and choose what I wanted, I knew that I wasn't going to be forced into extra tier 5s if I didn't want them, right? So like I can plan ahead, I can choose which tier 1s I want, I can choose whether or not I want to bring extra tier 2s, whatever. So with that in mind, I decided to next go look at my tier 5s, like what tier 5s do I have available to me? And I immediately knew that I did not want this. I did not want this going into my playoffs. It's too passive in my opinion for me to use right now. And then the only ones I ever had that were this, and I knocked this one out, right? Like if I do bring rain, I don't want to have the double rain core. I don't want to waste all that on, or all those slots on rain, when I want to have a team that's extremely, extremely versatile and very solid and works together really well. So I knocked those out, and I went ahead and just added this. Like I knew I was going to want Miltank. That it's tier 5 Miltank. There's no reason not to just put it on the team. And putting that on the team kind of made me immediately knock out this and this. So I was building the team, right? I was starting to work on stuff. So, God, I hope I remember this draft. So I went from there, right? And the next thing I think I looked at was my fairies, right? So I have 3 fairies. I have Comfey, I have Tapu Fini, and I have Florges. Well, I'm really, you're starting to see that I'm just knocking this whole thing out. I also knocked out Gothitelle because I already have a fairy, or I have a psychic. I don't want to go with multiple psychics, so I went ahead and knocked out these 2 psychics. But you're starting to see that this draft isn't really holding up as much as it could have. So, when it comes to fairies, I either wanted Florges or I wanted Tapu Fini. Both are great fairies. Both are very good at what they do. They can be pretty sturdy fairies. Tapu Fini more than Florges. And they both have access to defog, which is really nice. But I ultimately decided that I wanted Florges, because Florges is, again, a mod I'm super comfortable with. I'm actually on my... Hold on. I'm actually on my... like my league format history doc, and I'm actually doing oh, that's the wrong one, that's the shitty one. I'm actually doing my stats, so like I'm tracking stats right now. You can't see it. Can you see it? Can you see it? Wait, no, I want to be over here. Like I'm actually tracking all my stacks, and I'm actually tracking if it'll show me. Hold on. How many times I've drafted each mon, and I don't think it's quite fully updated. No, it's not. Right now, Dawnfan's number 1, but Florges is going to be up there. Florges is 100% going to be. Florges is 100% going to be one of my most drafted mons of all time, because it's just my go-to fairy. Like I think it's a great fairy. I think it provides a lot of bulk. I think it provides a good wish passer. It provides good defog. It provides subtle offense, because people really underestimate how strong Florges is. Like it's 112 base special attack. It's strong. It's stronger than Latias, and it's a fairy. I love spamming Moonblast, so I definitely wanted Florges on here, and that kind of got rid of this. So we're gonna add this, and we're gonna get rid of this. So we're building something here, right? We're definitely making our way, and I got stuck. I definitely got stuck, because this is where like I start realizing, wow, I definitely have other options in every way, right? So I went ahead and I also got rid of this because this is also a fairy I had, but I didn't think that this was going to be it. In playoffs, I don't want to risk everything on super niche sets. I might run a niche or niche mons. Like DNC's a niche mon for me. Like I love DNC, but I run niche sets on it all the time, and I want something that I can run reliable standard sets on. So I was looking at this. Like I have 2 tier 3s, I have tier 4. I have all my free points that I still got to use. And I ultimately was like, you know what? With 40 extra points, I can easily afford another tier 1, right? Like, what tier 1 do I want to go with? And I realized at this point, now that I have a tier 1 and tier 2, that if I want to get sand, I'm going to have to sacrifice a tier 1 and a tier 2 free point slot. So I really thought about that for a while, and I was like, you know, I have the ability to get the sand, but I just don't think it's going to work out. Like, I don't think I'm going to be able to, though I'd love to have the sand. I just don't think I can. So I went ahead and crossed that out. And I didn't really think too much about my tier 1. When I started thinking about my tier 1s, like, I have 2 left that aren't marked out, which is going to be the Zapdos and the Lander Assyrian. And when I thought about Zapdos, I'm like, you know what? You know, I should probably get an electric type, right? I crossed out Mega Manectric, so it's either Zapdos or Jolteon. And that's when I decided, you know, I don't want to waste a tier 1 on something like Zapdos as my electric type. I want something that's going to be able to play Volt Switch reliably and not have to worry about running, you know, Roost and Defog all the time. So I went ahead and marked that Zapdos as well. And I was like, maybe I'll just load up on my tier 2s, because I got like Ferrothorn, Suicune, Gengar, and then I can just fill in the slots from there, right? So that's actually something I was considering with this. Is at this point I said no to Zapdos, I said yes to Jolteon. But at this point, I was thinking something like, you know, I could go Ferrothorn, I could go Gengar, I could go Suicune, and then I'd be able to get 2 tier 4s and a tier 3, which would be good, because I'd be able to get something like Durant, Cavagus, and that'd be it. But I ultimately went against it, and I said, I want the tier 1, right? I want the tier 1, so I'm gonna go ahead and get Lander Assyrian. Like, why not? It's another one of the best mons in the format. Why not put it on the team? So I ended Landorus, and I was like, okay. And this is when I really stopped and thought, you know. I budgeted my points out. Like I calculated how much I have, and I was like, if I go another tier 5, if I take a second tier 5, which would be, at this point, looking what's left, my Rapidash, I'm doing okay. Like, I'm gonna do okay on points, right? I'll have 220 left for 2 mons, which mean a tier 2 and a tier 3. If I take a tier 5, I could afford the rain. I could afford to add rain to this, which I'd be super okay with, just looking at how the team's coming together. And I went ahead and added it on. I was like, why not? Like, what am I going to lose from it? Like, I can just, always take it back. So I went ahead and, like, decided I was going to... actually, it's just going to be 100. Because I'm going to add the Rapidash on here, too. I said, why not? Like, worst comes to worst, I'll just go back and change the set, or change the team if I don't think that the rain's going to work out. But, just like that, like, I'm going to add these 2. And you're going to see that a lot of stuff falls off because I only have a tier 4 and a potentially a tier 3 slot left, right? So I can't use this. And that's when everything kind of just fell together, right? I didn't want Suicune because I couldn't anyway because it was tier 2. And then this goes away. So here I am, left with this. Looking at what's left. I was like, okay, we're getting somewhere. We're definitely getting somewhere. This is a green. I have a tier 4 slot and a tier 3 slot. And I ultimately ended up, since I can't go Ferrothorn, I ended up putting Chestnut on the team. Because with Chestnut, I am able to have spikes. I'm able to have a grass type. I'm able to have, a taunt user that's bulky, can heal, and will be able to outspeed the other bulky walls, and so that's nice. And then here I am. After all that, I am down to 1 slot left. And it's going to go to a tier 4. So I have all 5 of these mons. Not this one. I don't want that one. I have all 4 of these tier slots left for a tier 4. I knocked out this one because I already have a dragon, and I don't think I really want that. And This is where the decision came in. This was the only decision I really struggled on, was do I want to actually go with any of these mons? And if I do, which one do I want to go with? Sneasel is really nice as it provides me a dark type and helps seal up one of my little speed gaps, although it's not a big one. Rapidash to Jolteon. It does help patch up that speed tier, which is really nice, because then I have just really good speed tiers all the way up to the top. Durant also helps patch up that speed tier just a little bit, not as well as Jolteon, but it gives me a steel type, which I'm lacking. It gives me a really good physical wall breaker, which I'm not really lacking, but it gives me, you know, a nice other option. And it also gives me a fairy killer, because at this point I don't have a poison type and I don't have a steel type, right? So I need something to kill fairies. And then I have Cofagrigus, which give me a ghost type, be able to stop rapid spin, be able to stop, you know, give me a good fighting check, and then it'll give me toxic spikes. And after thinking it over and mulling it over for a long time, I ultimately finally decided that I was gonna go with the Durant, because Durant, like I said, it gives me a fairy killer. I don't want to struggle versus fairies with this draft, because I know how good they can be, so I wanted something that can always kill them. And I added it onto the team, and lo and behold, we now have our playoff team. I'm really happy with it. Like, I looked at it, I talked it over the front office, and like I said about it, like, this is a beautiful team. It's my playstyle. It's very bulky offense to like a balanced kind of state. Although I think it's definitely more of a bulky offense kind of thing. But it gives me everything I need. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 Stealth Rockers. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Defoggers. I have a Spike Setter. I have Volt Turn. I have Speed Tiers. I have options. I have versatility. I have just about everything I need, and I have something like Rain, which I don't always have to bring, but I can, which is nice. Which is, if you know me, it's something I like to do. I like having options, but not always having to run them. So, I'm gonna make sure this is right. Xander, Asterian, Florges, Jolteon, Pelipper, Kingdra, Durant, Miltank, Chestnut, Mega Attack, Rapidash. Yep. So, this right here, this is what we're gonna run with. This is what's gonna be our team for the playoffs of the APA multi-draft. Very excited about it. This is a phenomenal, beautiful, amazing draft right here. So, with that, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next week. Let me know what you guys think of this team, and we will see how well it does next week as we take on General Tarheel and his Charizard. So stay tuned for that, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.